Hello and welcome to Newsnine's Deccan Vahini. I'm Jisha Surya. Founded in 2017 by a group of engineering graduates, Genrobotic Innovations turned out to be the most talked about startups in the country. Their product Bandicoot, a robotic machine that could clean manholes, made revolutionary changes in the inhuman working conditions in the sanitation sector. They are now back with a new product, G-Gaiter. The young and vibrant team of Genrobotics have joined us today. We have with us Vimal Govind MK, CEO and co-founder of Genrobotics, Arun G, Director, and Afsal M is the Chief Marketing Officer. Thank you all for joining Newsday's Deccan Vahini.
Thank you, Jisha.
Vimal, congratulations for the launch of your new product, G-Gator. I've learned that this is a robotic platform for the rehabilitation of persons with paraplegia. Could you tell us more about this product?
Yes, it's basically the first project that we started from the campus. The original idea of Genrobotics was to build an exoskeleton that we can use for different purpose. Okay, exoskeleton is like a robotic suit that a person can wear. So the original idea was to develop that exoskeleton where we can actually make a normal human being much more better, like an Iron Man in the movie. So that was the original idea. But when the problem of manual scavenging hit us, and when we identified the harsh reality of human situations, various human situations in our society, we took that social responsibility and become a social enterprise. So that is actually thought, changed our thinking to use exoskeleton not to make extraordinary human beings, at least to help the people which is there with the disability. So we also find exoskeleton like G-Gaiter can be used for improving the gait training with the people who have gait disability. So when people experience gait disability due to stroke or spinal cord injury or cerebral palsy or Parkinson disease or many other motor neuron diseases are there, if they experience that as a part of their treatment, already gait training comes in hospitals. But how it is currently been doing, it will take a lot of effort. Personal effort is there because all these people are big and they have huge weight, and again a walking gait is a combination of multiple limb movements. Nearly 6 limb movements are there, and coordinating that much different limbs and providing a proper and qualitative gait to these people is actually a very difficult job, and most of the hospitals are struggling with this issue. So we find, if we can use an exoskeleton to do that particular task, we can improve the gait, and that's how we developed a gait trainer, G-Gaiter. And G-Gaiter is basically, as you suggested, it's a robotic platform for gait training with multiple, with various, gait disability diseases.
Right, very interesting concept. Arun, while launching this mission, Bandicoot, your main mission was to, main aim was to end manual scavenging in the country. And I've learned that now Bandicoot is being used in around 17 states in the country. What are the major hurdles ahead to fully replace this manual scavenging?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
So my network is a little slow. Okay, so basically, our aim was to eliminate manual scavenging using technology. The Bandicoot was for that, and for the question that you asked about the replacing human being, where our robot is not replacing, rather we are providing dignity to the sanitation workers by training the existing sanitation workers to use our robot on field. So the problem in Genrobotics, we have a specific team for that, for rehabilitating the sanitation workers. Even we provide training in on field and also on site. Also different kind of training activities are there, and the user interface that we develop for Bandicoot is very simple, that with the especially with the color codings and graphics, where a common person can easily understand. So in 17 states, more than 3,000 plus sanitation workers has rehabilitated as the robotic operator. So for Genrobotics, there will be no and Bandicoot is not replacing any human being. Rather, we are providing the dignity to them and work in a safer environment. The efficiency of the manhole cleaning is also increased using the robotics.
Great, right. Afsal, your products, be it is Bandicoot or G-Gator, it's all known for its social commitment. Everyone would really like to know what motivated you to choose these topics, be it is this manual scavenging that affects the most marginalized people in the country. So, what made motivated you people to choose topics like this?
Basically, we were a young, students in very passionate about robotics in the college time. So after that, building Bandicoot, we understood that there is a big social value for technology, and there is a lot of transformation that we can do to the society through technology and all. And that time itself, Bandicoot created a big impact into the society, and that is the biggest realization that there is a lot of things that we can do to our society to create a big impact throughout the world through robotics technology. And that's we team Genrobotics function as two core values, that is passion in robotics, and one is serve the society with the technology. So that's a core value we follow, the old Genrobotians.
So, Vimal, I understood that you were a group of students when you first registered this firm, Genrobotics, and you have come a long way now. It is around 5 years. What are the major learnings in this, in setting up a startup, and any advices for the younger generation who wants to follow your path?
I feel, it's a great thing where we actually been now. I never thought we can travel this much. So the first thing is like, don't believe you are with a limit. Okay. The thing is like unlimited, and there is a lot of opportunity which is there which is there outside. We never know where we actually, reach with the consistent effort. So the first thing is uh, like when we are student, it was just a passion in robotics, but when we become a startup, it is more or less solving problems in the society, using our passion. So going behind your passion maybe always lead you to welfare of the society, and in turn it will also give you some living, some living we will get. But the interesting thing is that going behind passion is always interesting. That makes you happy, and using your passion to help others in the society, that will give you satisfaction. So happiness and satisfaction, these are the most important thing I think people should have, rather than going behind money, rather than going behind building a unicorn startup. So that's what we believe, and rest of the things will happen. We are happy, so that, and we are satisfied, that's the most biggest thing. And technically speaking, as a startup and the people who love to create startup and all, we are from a hardware domain. So I think in general, it's better we speak in that way. So the biggest challenge is being a hardware startup is that it's really difficult, because everything is so expensive. When it comes to medical also, it's very expensive. So sustaining in that way is really challenging. But definitely from from the campus onwards, through IEDC, of Kerala Startup Mission and all, we are trying to think in that way, on the ways that how to minimize various types of prototyping cost, hardware related cost, and where we need to spend, where we need to focus more. All these things are there, and the that helps us when we become a startup also. And similarly, the biggest challenge, biggest learning we got after we become a startup is that creating a prototype is totally different thing, and creating some research product in a limited environment in a research lab is totally different thing, and taking that into field and making it as a product and solve a real problem in the real environment is much more different. And that's where the real learning is really there. and we are actually through that journey of various type of exploration and experimentation, we somehow gained that experience in the hardware ecosystem that give us the confidence to go behind multiple problems for the society and solve it also. So never stop when we create a prototype, because that's where all the challenge starts. Then you need to really think in the aspect of putting this prototype into the field, and you can expect, like, if the prototype is 10%, rest of the 90% is the challenge of putting it into the field, and try solving the problem in the real world. So focus on that part also. Make sure that you do that as well, in the entire hunt. So it's really interesting to do that. That's it.
Right, right. Afzal, a lot of Kerala-born companies, once they are steady, they would move to other places. Of course, they have genuine reasons like better facilities and talents, a lot of things. Do you have any plans to move out? And what are your comments about the startup ecosystem in Kerala?
Uh, I think this can be answered by Vimal. I think better.
Okay, so Kerala is the ecosystem which is created Genrobotics. As I told, no, I told in many forums also. I never had the dream to run a startup. I never thought I can do that. Kerala is helped me to think in that direction. So that's what the first thing I should say. So the ecosystem created me. Ecosystem created my thoughts. That ecosystem is actually created Genrobotics through that process. For all of us, that willpower, and we believed that we can solve the problem of whatever we are addressing um, through a startup, is the creation of startup ecosystem in Kerala. So the influence which is came to us from the college, college, when we are studying, our aim was to get some job. We are studying very hard for that. But at some point of time, IDC, which is set up in the campus, which is inspired us to think. So we are, not IITians, we are not NITians, we are average, BTech students, which is there in Kerala. So that thinking to actually, go beyond what the normal ecosystem believe is actually created by the Kerala startup ecosystem. So that inspired us, and when we can do certain things of creating a product like Bandicoot, creating a product like G-Gaiter, we really believe in other people in Kerala. Okay, so we feel it's not necessary to go outside for getting talent to solve problems which is there in our society, and in outside other states like India, and even international problems also. We believe we already have that people, that talent is there. Average people like us can do that. Then what actually can be done by other people, which is there. So we believe everybody can actually do that. So we are investing in all that aspect. We are not investing in just a limited area of Genrobotics where we are building the company only. We are trying to build the ecosystem which can actually cater our current and future needs. So in fact, so far we are not seeing the requirement of moving outside Kerala. Rather, we feel Kerala ecosystem also should move along with us, because that ecosystem is created us. And we also feel that in a long run, Kerala should be known as a robotic hub of the world. So that's our vision.
Yes, yes. When you said that you are not from IIT or NIT, it's also worth mentioning that we are all from small towns, not from the big cities also. Yes, that's true. Arun, what are the next plans? Is there any project on pipeline? What are your future plans?
Again, I think Vimal can answer because he's the R&D guy mostly. So Vimal,
Okay, got
that will be the best
it.
question for you.
So, we are working on many problems related to help human beings when they have to handle with extreme situations. Okay, that is one of our agenda. Sanitation is one of the domain where people has to experience extreme domains for the welfare of society. People has to work in difficult situation. We are trying to solve that kind of scenarios. Disability is another segment we are working, where we are trying to help people to be normal. Okay. The other areas that we are working is in refinery. Okay, refinery segment is something we are working in many projects, but I like to mention one of the project which is going to release upcoming days is a project which is coming into oil and gas sector. So we already signed a MOU with IOCL. We are in the development of that product. So basically, what this product does is like it goes into confined spaces and chemical areas where in refinery, and it trying to help to maintain the refinery various places, things like that. So that's that particular project does. So we are working with IOCL to develop this project. The outcome of this project is to help or not required people to get into that kind of difficult situation to do various types of maintenance, and that's the objective of this particular project. So that's going to be the next project, visionary project, which is going to come from Genrobotics. And I believe that particular project can be scaled into multiple domains in different industries where the similar kind of situations are there.
One last question, anyone of you can answer. Since you are working this socially relevant topics, is there any memorable experience you have come across so far?
I think Arun can answer it.
Yeah, I think. See, I'm heading the operations of the company basically for this Bandicoot expansion and all. Mostly, I used to travel to different places, and I used to work with different bodies, municipalities and nagarpalics, municipal corporate. So basically, when I interact with sanitation workers, before implementing robot and after, when I'm going back to there for maybe for a regular follow up, and then that seeing that transformation and their happiness once they are coming to sir, this robot is very useful for us and it is helping us in different ways. See, some people are like they even put status in their social media saying that with the robot, saying that I am the robot operator. And also like from Mumbai there was some sanitation workers who was ex sanitation workers currently operating our robots, and they were like very happy to share about how that their life has been changed. And in Kerala also, one of the example was that we trained the existing sanitation worker, and during the launch event, the moment that was very unforgettable for us, because seeing that transformation and their happiness in their family faces, like, oh, everyone was happy to see that transformation. And also we have an NGO, Genrobotic Foundation, who is purely focusing on the rehabilitation of sanitation workers. So whenever we are providing a product to a certain customer municipalities, we do make sure that these sanitation workers are getting enough training and enough safety gears, everything for their welfare.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for this interesting chat. It was I first met you guys during the pilot experiment of this Bandicoot robot, I think 5 years ago. And now to see you as a successful entrepreneur means there's a lot of happiness in it. And more than the success and fame and money, you are making real impact on the society, and that means a lot. I wish you more success in the future. Thanks a lot.